𝘎𝙤𝙗𝙖, and abundant blessings to us all. I definitely go by Baba Lex. Lex stays liquid. Welcome back to the channel. This is a beautiful moon day, Monday evening. We're back for some live teachings again. Once again, as you can see right there, World War III, as we're inviting some beings, also putting it up for joining for those of you who have questions eventually, okay? Before I just situate myself nicely on the screen, as you're coming in, please continue to share. It's going to be powerful. The topic tonight is World War III. Wow, World War III. This is the topic tonight. Here in South Africa, it is the 23rd in the evening of June 2025 on the Gregorian calendar. And guys, where is the time flying? In all of the videos, I'm always saying, where is the time flying? For a reason. Because it's also going to make sense in this teachings. World War III, okay? As we're just sending some invites. And also welcome to the Lighthouse Portal. Is that you? Thank you for your patience. You know, as we come on with these topics, we tend to get some interference. But nonetheless, we continue. We're grateful to be here. We're grateful to be able to ascend, okay? To change the frequency. Boom, let me just send those for now. And then also just continue to share. As you join, shout out Dion. Shout out to everyone who keeps joining. Let me just situate my face quickly. Whoops. Boom. Okay. Here we go. Man. Whoops. Here we go. Wait. Okay. Hey, my man. I'm getting good at this. Okay, just wait. Okay. Wait, one more again. Bam! Hey! Got him. Okay. Man, that is so smooth. That is the smooth. Listen. Linda. Ang linde. Zulu, Linda also, to Linda means wait. Lighthouse Portal, did you know that? All the way from Maui, Hawaii. Just let me know that the sound is correct, all right, first and foremost. And then also, you can see the topic, all right? World War III. Until the philosophy which all one reigns superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited. They say and abundant, 'cause everywhere is war. We say war. You see, there's rumors of war. That's Bob Marley. He sang that, I'm not too sure the exact date when that song was written and released, but all right, one of the more popular tracks, but it's one of the more tracks which were not as, let me say, when I say popular, I'm saying popular in terms of struggle songs, okay? Because we know, as you're aware, Bob Marley was taken out because of his consciousness. Right? So guys, welcome to 𝙃𝙚𝙚𝙚. How you feeling? Please share as you join. Q&A section is going to be at the end. All right. So when we look at revolutionaries such as Bob Marley, such as Steve Biko, such as we say Nelson Mandela, such as, we say Malcolm X's, such as the Marcus Garvey's, etc., etc., etc. Okay, when we're talking about Wabantu, as in melanated beings, all right, African continent, US continent, wherever, we've always had representatives of someone, all right, who's always been at war. We've been at war in terms of just us as a people, melanated beings. We've been at war. Say World War III, whose world is at war number one? Before we kick off, before we even jump through further, because as you know, we've got to really get to the meat of everything, guys. Okay, shout out Kwande. Just continue to just share some teachings. As you can see, the topic at the top, World War III. Whoops. Okay, so as you can see, we got the date. It is the 23rd, Moon Day, okay, of June. And this is the topic this eve. Obviously, on Baba Lex, my YouTube channel, at Lex Stays Liquid. All of the replays are there, right? Once again, Q&A at the end. There's a panel. Should we have the time for that, we will commence with that. And if there's even still anyone available for some really intelligence questions, okay? Please. Thank you for the gifts and also for the love, family. Aloha. Thank you, the Lighthouse Portal. Not only where my book, The Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1 is independently being published from, okay? This is the prototype. The pre-order link is in my bio. Please, The Law of Attunement, book 1, right? And all of this information is not only going to be, once again, put on repeat on the YouTube channel. If you're watching it on the YouTube channel, please, where's the subscription? Huh? Where's the support for you, brother? Okay, and also, especially if this information, as you're putting it in your formation, you're informing yourself, right? You're putting it through your grid, okay, your chakras, therefore organs, therefore glands, therefore hormones. You see, but if any of those are off key, and we go all the way back to the cells, right? CELLPH, yourself, potential hydrogen. All right, your potential hydrogen is off, which means you also cannot sync with solar, because as your new year approaches, as you enter your new year, northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere respectively, it is when you spring has sprung, you see. So first you must get yourself on the correct calendar. Mau use, if you had a calendar that's off, when are you going to be off? You're going to be off WATERmatically. Okay. Shout out, Charlie. Okay, so here, in order to know what we mean by World War III, in terms of the entire consciousness, shout out my blacks. We've got to know that it's not a physical war. Underneath here, it's highlighted, as you can see. I've put here, all right, World War III, the spiritual war on consciousness. This is a spiritual war, all right? And when you say spiritual war, people only go towards religion. When you do that, you're wild, because you have only one spectrum. You have only one angle, all right? Because, once again, as we said here, we love to also jump into foundations, okay? Don't look at the highlight quickly, but we'll jump into that. It's part of it, but foundations, all right? We need to know our foundations, which is the what, the where's, the when, how, why, and with whom. Why are we even putting our attention on what they say World War III? Once again, especially religiously, if we look at the Bible, which we'll tap into, okay, we're going to tap into, which is point number 5, the relevance of revelations. Okay, which was written by John. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, John the Baptist. But I've got a few videos which we can tap into, which will give us just a bit of a gnosis from where we're headed with this, and also for you to inform yourself. Okay, you can further do more research that side with this information. But then also we have to start to engage in shadow work. Shadow work is imperative because you already have a programming which doesn't allow you to see different angles or perceptions. Remember, perception is what governs your reality, our reality. Whatever we perceive, or perceive it to be, or to be like, or what we are programmed, television, radio, okay, all of the attuning frequencies, but they don't attune with you. They attune against you. You see? So when we're answering these, World War III, number one, just off the cuff, is a spiritual war. Okay? You need to know this. You need to know this. It's not a physical thing, although the physicality is being revealed. It just was revealed the other day, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to probably tap into that now. But there's things which the powers that be, quote unquote, who have pushed this agenda, okay, especially when we say the religion agenda, all right? It's to steer your perception into a direction so that you can play out, or when things play out, you will accept it. You won't question anything. You see? That's the aim of religion. It's so that you don't question anything beyond that there. And when you question that there, guess what you start to find? You start to find that this World War III is simply a spiritual war. On perception, on your consciousness, on your angles, on your ability to know things. Okay? Shout out, rejoice. Don't come in here rejoicing other things. Okay? So we've defined the foundation of what World War III is. It's a spiritual war, where it's taking place in the consciousness of each being with a soul on the planet now. Okay? Once again, depending on your collective consciousness, not the collective unconsciousness, which is the entire planet, if you will. But this is why we are separating into what you call communities. Because in community, if you look at that spell, there's common unity. But in order for you to know a common unity, you must unify your own self through your cells first. Hence my book of teachings, the Law of Attunement Teachings. So that you can attune yourself first. You unify your field. Okay? One is all, and all is one. Neo. Just change the spell of those letters. Okay? One, Neo. Whoop, 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 whoop. See? Beautiful. It's all in the spells we speak to ourselves, therefore ourself. CELLPH, and then your SELF, higher self. Okay? It's a beautiful place to be. But once again, this is the perception of World War III. The other thing about World War III is that there's going to be the perception that it's not happening, or that it doesn't exist. Okay? This is all a fight within you, within your grid. That is with whom? The fight is with yourself. It's with each of us individually, in each respective vessel, with a soul strong enough, powerful enough to recognize that you've been tricked. Everything right now is a trick. You should know this. That is the first, let's say, not really the first, but one of the first to recognizing that what or where World War III is, or if it's even taking place. You will notice it with the chaos. Okay? That's how. Chaos within you. Because as I've put in a few of the videos, just check them out. Mastering electromagnetic waves is chaos is simply creation, right? Because chaos is creative. Chaos is also destruction. You cannot create on something which is already built. You have to level it out. So in that there, what we do is we utilize the element of fire. The element of fire removes all other three. Well, it leaves ash, it leaves earth. Okay? So that is part of shadow work. It's part of doing this healing, because you're putting yourself through a baptism of fire consciously on purpose. This is so that you can be the wave and not be bamboozled by it. And check this, World War III, within you, chaotic. Boom. Because number one, as we're saying here, point number two, there's been a lot of pulses of what we call fear. So end of the world type of pulses, okay? And this kicked off especially leading to what we call a switching of ages, okay? Because life is a cycle, a circle. It's a feminine energetic principle, okay? Circle of life. All right? What is the circle of life? You'll see the circle of life in Mama Nature. Mother Nature. See? It's a feminine energetic principle. Okay? So now, in order for you to create, whenever you procreate, ladies, gents, adults, whenever you're having sexual relations, okay, are you stressed out or you calm, right? You relaxed. See? Your nervous system is calm. Therefore, you can create. Not just that, ask any creative. Musicians, yes. Lighthouse Portal, you're an artist, for sure, okay? Tell me how you create when your nervous system is shook. Tell me how you create when you're in fear. Tell me. Okay? Us as creatives, even writing a book, for example. Boom. If my nervous system was shook, I was never going to be able to put this coherently. Because the feminine energy, or feminine energetic principle, let me keep it there, is magnetic in nature. It is what has been removed in what we call the patriarchal system, okay, which is rest, relaxation. This is honoring the feminine principle within you, right? Rest, relaxation, knowing, care, self-care, self-love, taking care of your mental health, your emotions, balanced emotions. Water, okay? Water is also a feminine energetic principle in terms of its the way it operates. You see? Just give me a second. Before this thing gets cold, we have some tea available. Oh, still steamy. Oops. See that there? Oops. As you're aware, if you're not from Zanzi, if you're not from South Africa, you know we're in winter right now, but it's a very weird winter, isn't it not? Even on the national news, they're telling us about weather anomalies. So we're definitely in a change, in a shift, okay? So fear doesn't allow you to create. Also, it doesn't allow you to become conscious, all right? Consciousness, or raising of consciousness, is a masculine energetic principle, because it comes from the sun, Solala, okay? Risen sun, masculine energetic principle. So when you become conscious, it means that you are not in fear. So these are the three pulses over here, 1, 2, 3, that we're going to speak about quickly, briefly, in the world, in terms of world events, which shaped perception and perspective in terms of moving us towards fear. Number 1, 1999, Y2K. Okay? Remember how they were like, the world's going to end, blah, 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 blah. Cool, cool, cool. There were some people who were selling stuff, selling their houses, selling cars, man. It's just like the third one we're going to talk about. You see, that fear factor. But once again, also, that new moon that December, I remember it vividly, was a red moon. It was red. I don't know if those of you were available, if you remember, you recall that. That moon was red. Like, not talking like, hey, blah, blah, like it had a red hue, proper. Anyway, so 1999. Also, funny enough, The Matrix by Sophia Stewart, which was hijacked by the Wachowski brothers or sisters or Zems, whatever you want to call it. Thank goodness they did right by her, and also she continues to get kickbacks, which is powerful. But The Matrix was released 1999 as a doomsday sort of revelation. See? And now, what do we see? We're starting to see sort of remnants of what we call the simulation or blah, 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 blah. Or it's being pushed outside. You see? This is directing your consciousness. Can you not see predictive programming? This is what it is. World War III. All right? Pulse number 2. As I've identified, 2012. The end of the world. Okay? They also even released the movie 2012. The day or the day after tomorrow or something like that. All right? Where catastrophes, etc., 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 natural disasters took place, and then what? Boom, end of the world. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, so 2012, that movie for me was more like comedy. Because what is taking place, as we can see with this fear-mongering and this predictive programming, is that it will also go alongside natural disasters or natural occurrings. Things which should be taking place naturally, all right? Like shifting of different tectonic plates, the way the Earth is stationed, certain places will be underwater, certain places that were underwater will be unearthed or come to the surface, etc., etc., etc. That's why in certain mountain ranges, Kilimanjaro, Himalayas, wherever, you find shells. Why do you find shells so high up there? You see? So you don't have to be a scientist. You don't have to be a PhD. You don't need to know anything. Observe. Mama Nature showing us already. Okay? So 2012 fear was hectic. That switched on also. People did wild stuff like trying to get body counts up in terms of having sex. Wild stuff, okay? But also just before that was the economic crash of 2008, 2009, around there, right? So that's just like a semi sort of, but that's part and parcel to the fear, because remember, fear is the fuel which creates wars, right? Then the one which happened most recently, the pandemic, okay? The funny thing about the pandemic is, if you look at online, just check it right now, even on YouTube, even if they haven't taken it down, is Event 201. Research Event 201, where they did a trial and error, or like a mock or of lockdown scenarios, etc., etc., etc. Guess what happened? Guess what took place? It set the perception, the perspective of doom, despair, death, destruction. See? All of these angles don't give a damn about us. And all of these angles, all they do is create more fear. What happened in 2020? Just now. Lest we forget. What happened just now? What took place, guys? Muzzles, y'all call it masks, muzzles, distance, okay? And also that distance, what they also have come out with the information is that same distance is at 6 feet or something like that, right? Which is about what, 183, 185 meters, around there. Cool. So that distance is also the same distance that artificial intelligence requires to identify all of your information utilizing biometrics. It's the tech. It requires, because otherwise you're too squashed together. It's hard to difficult to identify. So getting you used to being this distance means that you automatically are able to be identified. So it's a coaching. It's a perception, perspective, guidance. Remember what all of these news outlets were saying? Everywhere? Stay home, stay safe. What are these buzzwords? It's all of you unvaccinated who are killing us. I remember very well me. I still haven't gotten my apology. Proudly unvax. For sure. What? Because there's those of you, you know, who I work with that are detoxing this mRNA, messenger RNA, messenger ribonucleic acid. It's a precursor to your DNA. So it's a writer. But also what's coming out now, 5 years later from the pandemic, is that these nanoparticles are codable. They can code you. This is also the push for 5G. A lot of places during lockdown were upgraded to 5G, were they not? Schools, hospices, all over the planet, especially those which have more of the nefarious finger running their quote-unquote governments. Okay. Masons, you know, all of these families that quote-unquote run and own major banks, major pharmacies or pharmacia, major educational systems, or what I call indoctrinational programs, okay, and big banking, all of that there, those names there that run the industry, media, it's all public perception. You see, this is why as soon as you feel that it's off, the programming will try and glitch you, or not even try. It forcefully glitches you back. This is the chaos, because we are all, unless we do the shadow work behind this, okay, we are acting and behaving like we're not supposed to be, right? We're doing what we're not supposed to be. We're acting as if we're something which is, but it's not. Only thing it's bringing is death continuously, right? And this is the controversy which is happening outside. But first and foremost, that outside is first happening within us all. It's all of these pulses through the sun, the solala, Mother Gaia, Earth. Okay, she's changing, she's shifting. A lot of places are experiencing what we call natural disasters. La Mzansi, Eastern Cape and KZN also have an equal negative energy in terms of the children and women, and also the land itself, Mama herself, right? So the more these things are you see they're in the wrong hands, you're pretending you are but you're not, guess what's happening? Chaos. And that chaos, it's going to come in the form of this is as within as without, right? As above, so below. The chaos you're feeling within is the lightning strikes, the powerful lightning which is starting to take place. This different plasma which is taking place, anomalies, okay? We've got what you call aurora borealis, is stretching down further from, quote unquote, the center of the earth. They don't want to tell you that, right? But apparently it's a ball that we on, which is bull dust. Spin a ball and keep water on top of there. They don't want you to know that you're not on a ball, because once you know that you're not on a ball, guess what? You know that this World War III is only of your perception, okay? Your perception is important. It's imperative, okay? Remember also, in 2020, not only did they start to coach you how to shut your mouth, how to keep a nice distance, okay, 6 feet, 1.8 something, all right? But also, they taught you to attack yourself first. Look at the mental health right now. See, this is the spiritual war that we speak of. This is the spiritual war. Okay? At the end of the day, you are here by yourself during the day. But what they had to do was put in spells where you're in the weekdays. So you're in the weekdays, you're dazed, and then by the weekend, you're weakened. This is all the spells we spew or speak into ourselves. It's also in my book, The Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1. Pre-order link in my bio, okay? And so once your perception, your angle, which is also an angel, change that spell. Angle is an angel of light. Light is perception, depending on the way that reflect or reflect. What? Amanzi, the water, right? Your water's within you. First, your first point of cause and therefore effect. You cause the effect. You effect the cause. That is what you call mastering paradox. But once again, if your perception is that World War III is a real, actual thing, as opposed to a perception, you're dizzy. Let's continue. So that was point number 2. Those are the 3 pulses, right? 3 pulses of energy. 1999, 2012, 2020. Pulses of fear factor. So that you yourself, your grid, therefore organs, therefore chakras. You see what I'm saying? Chakras, organs, therefore your glands, therefore your minerals that you have. We have a lot of what? Mineral deficiencies. So your rhythms are off. The major rhythm is produced by pineal in Golgotha, your skull, Calvary, all right? Melanin in the evening, right? This is your circadian rhythm. That is also what gives mental health. It assists mental health. This is why they do everything through chemistry, pharmakia. Chemistry from the root chemet, chemi. It's the study of melanin. Interesting. Okay? It's a basic thing. It's also in my book, The Law of Attunement Teachings. Book 1, the pre-order link is in the bio. So now we go on to point number 3 of World War III and how they implement this, how they are going to, how it's happening. All right? Colonization. But check this out. It's colonization of the physicality, the mentality, and therefore the spirituality. All right? I want to take a screenshot over there. Those of you studious. Shout out 𝘼𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗. All right. So you see, these 3 points of colonization, I've already gone through it in the teachings at Lex Stays Liquid on the YouTube channel. The replay's there. Decolonize the spirit, mind, and the vessel, the body. Nah? So these tiers or these levels rather. Vessel, what you put into your solar plexus. Number one, everything you eat, it's whether, okay, heavy metals we have to be wary of. Microplastics we must be wary of. If you're eating traumatized flesh, dead flesh, make sure you know where it's coming from. Do your due diligence. But eventually, that must be something you must drop off. Okay? Meat, inyam, drop it off. When I started this off and I dropped off meat, it was tough. But once I started the journey, inyama, it's you know, it's a bonus. If it's there, you can have some. Yeah, keep it to maybe not darker, maybe chicken, fish, and then eventually, you know what I mean? But it's up to you. Especially those of us traditional, muhodu, or you know, stomachs, all of that other stuff, intestines. You must do this shadow work yourself. You must sit with it and ask yourself, is it serving you? And also, do you require it? Because once again, this is how they do World War III. Okay, controlling the perception, which is through colonization. First and foremost, the way your mind, body, and spirit is colonized is going to give the perception because of your beliefs by default. So by default, what you put in your body, even the language we speak, even the calendar we are on, this Gregorian calendar, is trash. Tinala, our new year is September the 21st, which is coming up now. Right now, on this solstice, winter solstice for La Mzansi, southern hemisphere, we are now in our feminine energies. Rest, relaxation, recalibration, okay? Starting to make a plan, so that my hydrogen, when that hydrogen come in, okay, when it come back, boom, you have the energy to now have spring, because that's why they say spring has sprung. You get that pep in your step, don't we? You just want to be outside now. But we want to be outside for the wrong reasons. See, that is our happy new year. In the northern hemisphere, for you guys, it's your spring, which is March, right? March. That's your new year. You see what I'm saying? So if your perception of 𝙃𝙚𝙡𝙥 off, your perception is off, you're dizzy, automatic. You don't know where to look. You see? Therefore, this is the World War III. Mentally now. Mental health issues. It's because we are in a system which doesn't allow the mind to be free. The mind is not meant to be stuck in a box of perception. Okay? Belief. In between belief, there's a lie. Where's that paper from the other teachings? Boom, still here. Wow, there's so much more added to there. But you see, can you see there? Belief. Belief. Just excuse my research over there. In between belief, there's the lie. Boom. So, if you have beliefs, that means that someone has lied to you. It's all about this over here. The mind. Duality. Push-pull. Masculine, feminine. Good, bad. It's called polarity. This is how they destroy perception, because this polarity has a middleman. There's someone controlling, or someone having a contract in between these two. See? Marriage, a cell phone contract. It's a contract between you and another entity. You see, there's no direct contact. This is what's being removed by Solala with the UVC solar radiation. It's a detoxifier, a cleanser, a truth revealer, a veil remover. This is why the electromagnetic shield is wonky. It's off key. And this is why there's a lot of anomalies happening with the cell phones, the technology, the blah, blah, blah. But what they're going to do is control that perception through the media, those the big pharma, whatever the case, big bank, that there's death. that there's now all of a sudden, there's, what is this, COVID-19 Nimbus, La Mzansi. Nimbus apparently is, why are you even telling us if it doesn't do anything? What they want you to do is be scared again. Nah? You get that fear. You remember that fear in your nervous system, because if you don't cleanse fear from your nervous system, guess what? You relive it. It's trauma. It's called trauma bonding. This is what we're in. We're in a place where we're bonded by trauma. Aha, World War III. The war on, spiritual war on consciousness. Okay? It's not a joke. It's happening right now. All right? And so the spiritual aspect now is religion. Whoa. What did he just say? Yes, religion. So I wanted to play something quickly, because I know there's some Christians that love to come in here talking out the corner of your neck with no information. You don't know what you're saying, because when you've accepted death blindly, and that's fine. You can do that there. Over here, we like to question everything, question reality, because it's actually not real. You see? So all I said was on YouTube's, I just typed in there, Revelations Explained. Okay. I just want to go to these. You see these quick ones? Lama Shorts Lawa. Book of Revelations. Who should we listen to? Let me just see one with some AIs.
Revelation 5 describes a vision in which John sees a scroll sealed with 7 seals in the right hand of God, who sits on a throne. No one is found worthy to open the scroll or look inside, causing John to weep. Then the Lion of Judah, from the tribe of David, appears as a lamb, slain yet alive. This lamb is worthy to open the scroll and its seals. As he does, the heavenly beings and elders sing a new song, praising him for redeeming people from every nation. The vision concludes with every creature in heaven and on earth worshiping the Lamb. Revelation 5 describes a vision in which John sees a scroll sealed with 7
Lion
seals
of Judah.
in the right hand of God.
What's happening with the whole Israel and Iran, right? Check the symbolism, is all I'm saying. Check the symbolism. Remember, what we just ascertained is that World War III is the war on your spiritual consciousness, your perception. And therefore you create that reality, or you assist that reality to be created through your unconsciousness. Oops, see? Let's go to another one.
Sits on a throne.
Book of Revelation. Highly symbolic language. It's called apocalyptic literature. For the past 2,000 years, followers of Christ have said this symbol means this symbol means that, and this symbol means that. And Adolf Hitler was the Antichrist, and Joseph Stalin was the Antichrist. Yeah. It just goes on and on. Watch out. Very, very skeptical and suspicious. I think one of the main points of the book of Revelation is Jesus is coming back again. There will be a day of judgment. There will be a real heaven and a real hell. Oh, Cliff, I can't believe you think there's going to be a real heaven and a real hell and life after death. Because if you believe that, Cliff, it makes you so irrelevant to life today. Excuse me. The roads that we keep in top condition are the roads that lead somewhere significant. The roads that lead nowhere, to no place of any significance, we allow those roads to fall apart. If this road is a path to eternity, you had better, and I had better, keep this book of Revelation highly symbolic.
Okay, so these are just perspectives. Remember, the best way to have a complete consciousness, awareness, is to have perspectives, all right? So he's speaking of it as symbolism, okay? Because once again, beliefs will get you destroyed. In between belief, there's a lie. Simple.
Revelation,
Jordan
the book
Peterson.
of Revelation, Christ comes back as a judge. Even though he's a figure of mercy, let's say, he comes back as a judge. And the reason for that, this is from Carl Jung, the reason for that is that any ideal is a judge. And so if you posit the highest ideal, then you put yourself in a position where you're judged, and that's when your conscience tortures you. Yeah. And so you can discover your ideal that way by having a dialogue with your conscience and say, well, I'm not living up to who I should be. Well, who should that be? Like, where does that figure come from? Revelation, in the book of Revelation.
See? Amazing. Amazing. Okay.
So
let's go into this. Yeah.
So they worshipped the dragon, who gave authority to the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, who is like the beast? Who is able to make war with him? And he was given a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and he was given authority to continue for 42 months. Then he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name, his tabernacle. Tabernacle means the church.
Tabernacle.
And those who dwell in heaven. It was granted to him. So they worship the dragon.
So this is the concept of worship and authority, unveiling the beast.
Revelation 13 verses 1:18. And the dragon stood on the shore of the sea. And I saw a beast coming out of the sea. It had 10 horns and 7 heads with 10 crowns on its horns.
7.
And on each head a blasphemous name. The beast I saw resembled a leopard, but had feet like those of a bear, and a mouth like that of a lion. The dragon gave the beast his power and his throne and great authority. The whole world was filled with wonder and followed the beast. People worshipped the dragon because he had given authority to the beast, and they also worshipped the beast and asked, who is like the beast, who can wage war against it? Will you be deceived by the beast and its false promises, or will you resist its power and worship the one true God? Share your thoughts. Revelation.
Okay. Interesting also perspective, right? Because that there goes to the 7 seals, 7 pale horsemen. All of this is also taking place, right? If you look at also Iran and Israel, with the was it last week or what? Last strong, yeah, where now the missiles are flying, and apparently there's no defenses now. You see what I'm saying?
Step into the Bible verse as you journey through these sacred words. Let the stories of faith and hope guide your path. The book of Revelation, written by John in the New Testament, speaks of 144,000 servants of God who are sealed on their foreheads. These 144,000 are described as being from the 12 tribes of Israel, 12,000 from each tribe. They are said to be pure and undefiled, having not been corrupted by the world. They follow the Lamb wherever he goes, signifying their unwavering loyalty and devotion. These 144,000 are often interpreted as a symbolic or literal representation of those chosen for a special role in the end times. They are described as having been redeemed from the earth, being the first fruits to God and the Lamb. No lie was found in their mouths. They are blameless. Their mission is to spread God's message and serve as witnesses during the tribulations.
Okay, that's significant. That one's significant, the 144,000. That's also part of, so the book of Revelations, right? It's an imperative symbol for us to go through and go through and go through, and then take out the symbols and also equate them to what's happening. But once again, for you to, I'm letting you know, because I'm what you call one of these 144,000, whatever it is, in the flesh. You have to liberate yourself and your cells. But this is also why I've come through with the blueprint of the Law of Attunement Teachings, book 1 and 2 and 3, right? We might do a book 4, but this is part of every one of us have a code in our DNA, okay? But the way to unchain this code or these codes, in order to not be bamboozled by World War III, or to bear witness and to be Christ's second coming, which is what we did yesterday, right? Which is by raising the Christ oil, aka Kundalini, aka cerebrospinal fluid. You see, it's all starting to make sense, right? Ooh, beautiful. So it's a self-liberation through our cells. Once we liberate our cells in ourself, that means we're no more colonized in our body, mind, and spirit. Colonized also means corrupted. I would put those two as a synonym, all right? Colonization means a corruption because you're not able to be your original self. You are shamed, blamed, and named for being yourself. When you don't conform, you are abnormal. Remember, ab is to abhor. When they say aboriginal, they mean the rotten version. They mean someone that is coveted. To abhor is to covet. It's to hate. It's to disregard. It's to dislike completely. See? So the spells already, especially with English, we have to ask ourselves, why did this colonizer first colonize, number one, the calendar, and then the language? Boom. Simple. Once you know why the language was colonized, the calendar was colonized, then therefore the religion, okay, all of them, not just Christianity, all of them, because you have a middleman, you have a neutron in between the proton and electron. So you're not able to master your electromagnetic waves. Simple, all right? We must also know that there's a cycle of life. So nothing or no thing is new under the sun. Wait, what? That is why the sun is changing. It is shifting. Remember, from 1999, the sun used to be it used to be a yellow. Like an orange yellow, like a dull, like orange. You could really look at the sun like, you know what I mean? Go and do that now. From that orangey towards now a golden, yellow to now a golden white. And then if you use different instruments, your mobile different, also part of your electromagnetic field or your waves, and also your device, you're able to see certain things. Only you on your devices. No two people, no two beings is able to pick up the same waves or the same what you call lens flares. Once again, what is an X flare? What is an X-ray? When you go for X-rays, you go and check out your bones. So these X flares, which are increasing and they're going to become normal, okay? What happens is it's a pulse on your consciousness. It manifests in the physicality through the spirit, mind, and then the physical as dis-ease. Some of you call it ascension symptoms, okay? All sorts, flu-like symptoms, even when it's not winter or not the flu season, etc., etc. But also, you're colonized, your body, the heavy metals, the microplastics, okay, the dead flesh, which is holding a frequency of death, especially when it's en masse. Big pharma, big business, big industry, media, all of these outlets, big banking, these families, they control this stuff. They control, therefore, your perception. If you always eating blue 42 and red dye 60 with some heavy metals on the side and some dead flesh, guess what? Your consciousness, when these pulses come through from the UVC solar radiation, okay, which is detoxifying, it's cleansing, it's also showing truth or trying to show truth to you, in you, through you. Therefore, outside of you, what's happening, what's taking place, you get dizzy. All of a sudden, this World War III is outside. Wow. Got him. So we must start to recognize and realize with these real eyes, or the real eye, you close your eye and see. Close these eyes and see. Shout out to the Lighthouse Portal for that one. I love that one. See? You shut your eyes and you see. Okay? Because as we spoke of, Christ's second coming is you starting to make this normal. Raising Your Sacred Chrism. Go check the replay on the YouTube. If you're on YouTube now, please subscribe. What's wrong with you guys? Huh? Support. Tagas. All right. Once you begin to make this normal, and this cycles with each being each month, each 28 point so-and-so day cycle, same as the woman's cycle. Okay? Get to know the woman's cycle, especially if you're a conscious man. All right? If you want to get a woman, if you want to start to understand the female frame, start to learn the cycle. It's very simple. Okay? And learn what in those cycles, what she's available for. This is just 𝙎𝙘𝙗𝙖. This is just a conscious man little bean for y'all. Okay? Right? Those of you who are not confused about other stuff, you're doing other things. Good luck. But for those of you normal, and you see, learn the female cycle, not for the case of being a con artist, but so that you can also learn the rhythm of the feminine energetic principle within you. See? Then you can come into your own rhythm. You don't have to take amapilis in winter. You just, like Baba Lex, you structure your water. Okay? Yes, a little bit, just jackets a little bit. Walk into places, people coughing, that's fine. Doesn't matter. You'll be fine. You don't need things outside of you to be healthy. I mean, health is wealth. Shout out to Maccabi. Health is a wealth. Vital is vital. Right? So the second coming of Christ, as per Revelations, as we just went through right now, and a lot of different takes, but you can also go through it yourself, is that the second coming is through you, through us, through the individuals, through that one who becomes conscious, the one who unifies their own field. In order for you to have common unity, you must be unity within, einity, right? One, become Neo, just like Matrix, all right? And then we've already done the relevance of Revelations in between all of this, and also the cycles of life, right? Kali Yuga, the precession of the equinox, right? The reason why the sun is changing is because also you're going to be seeing, depending on where you are in the world, and also the angles, right? Once again, the perception, and also your ability, your cleanliness of your grid. How much have you done your cleansing? Okay, consciously. This is why here, Lana, Baba Lex, we fast every month for 3 days, 72 hours on the full moon. Because number one, your shadow is revealed already. Okay, just check the content, especially the Instagram channel. There's a lot of information there. And also just check the channel. Check these videos. I got videos of me fasting when I kicked off. Okay, to give you more information about it is possible. It is possible for us to not have this as a reality. I mean, it's already taking place, but I'm saying the reality with which they want this to take place. World War III is only happening within you and me individually and as a collective. Therefore, right, our consciousness is awaiting a death. It's awaiting a shaitan. Let me tell you what, shaitan, Satan, 𝘎𝙗𝙝, Abraxas, whatever you want to call it, Baphomet, is already available. Look at the BET Awards. Look at the Golden Globes. Sam Smith, the Devil Horns. Look at, what's that guy, Lil Nas, with the bludge in his shoes. What? You've got Pastor Omotosho, who's discovered to be a deviant. What? Who else? TD Jakes. Guys, Diddy. Not even just that, the Epsteins. Remember, Revelation says something about the trumpets. 7 trumpets, 7 seals. Who's the president of the West? Trumpet. Guys, put 2 and 3 together. Put 3 and 9 together. Okay? 9 ether. It's right here. Everything is here for us. We take this information and don't worry about stuff which is not now, which means don't worry about what is not you. Here now, in every now mzuzu, every now moment. You've got to now become now, as in nowing. Don't be confused with meowing, all right? You got to be here now, in every now moment. That is part of becoming conscious consistently, consciously consistent, which is what we have trademarked, okay? And in closing, what you can do to thrive, not only survive, but thrive, and also awaken your DNA, is to awaken your DNA. Remember your sacred codes within. Tina, we have so many codes. That's why there's so much rhythm. But that's why they have to disturb the rhythm. Okay? All the way from your slumber, all the way down to what you love to eat. But that's changing. As we're noticing, there's all of these pulses, not only this solstice, but there's a lot of these pulses of energy that take place, right? As they take place, our system starts to shift, right? You used to enjoy amagwinya. You used to enjoy fat cakes, right? All of a sardine, when you eat that fat cake, you feel sick. You used to love XYZ, whatever the case may be. Now you feel sick. Just give me a second while TikTok is making me do puzzles. Yes. Come on, man. Oh, man. Is this thing dizzy? Just give me a second, guys. Because we're about to close. You know, we close on fire and you interrupt it. Okay. TikTok. That's straight, bro. This guy. Q&A anybody? Q&A anybody? But also, if those of you who want to just screenshot the final screenshots right there, we have about 2 more minutes to just close up. Once again, what you can do to not only survive but also thrive is tap back into you. We all have the ability, which puts us into debt, paying for tuition. But why would we pay for tuition when we have it for free and it's in? Hence why in tuition. But to get in tuition, you must get out of the head, away from duality. All right? Remove the middleman, the push-pull. It's about gender relations, not gender power relations. And I'm talking energetically within yourself. Give yourself enough action, as much rest. Rest as much as you take action. You see, it's a divine dance of divinity within you first. But first, shadow work. Cleanse all of these middlemen in your mind, your body, the vessel, and also your spirit, spiritually. All right? Once that middleman is dusted off, guess what starts to take place? You begin to take place. You begin to take up space. Shout out to Zinzi. Okay? Shout out to, yes, it's the who coined that phrase. Is it Zinzi? Yes. The Miss South Africa of, I'm not too sure which year, but take up space. That's what that means. We all are here for a reason. And that reason is a beautiful time. Okay? And I think we do have possibly one question available from the Lighthouse portal. Who else is available for some questions in closing? Tagas. And guys, if you watch this on the replay, please pop those questions in there. Don't be scared. What are you scared of? Huh? Aloha!
Every time. Aloha. Happy Aloha Now moment. I just wanted to hop on here as I've been paying attention through this entire episode. I'm really grateful because it's really, you're wrapping up everything that you've been saying in a nice little moment for people to see and feel and digest. And it feels great also to know that you can go back, and when you're honest and you're authentic, you go back to all of the other things that you've taught about. And if anyone goes through there and watches any of that, even for a moment, they're going to see your consistency, and they're going to see where you've been, and you're not talking dust, you're talking from your own experience. And so I really want to say it's so important to listen to your own intuition. And how is your intuition going to be intuition if you're not doing your inside job, if you're not diving into yourself by yourself without any fear of being alone? Because being alone is not lonely, it's fucking amazing. And I'm just so grateful because through you, I learned that cleanse, clear, clarify, clarity, it requires us to love our body enough and have enough respect for our bodies to listen to what our body is telling us. And it goes from head to toe. There's signs everywhere. That could be a whole nother episode, but I just wanted to say thank you for your consistency and for being who you are and for walking your walk, not just talking a talk.
Hey,
Mahalo.
tuck it. Hey, walk it like it, tuck it. Togas, togas. That is the Lighthouse Portal, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Maui, Hawaii. And this is where my book independently is being published through and from. Because once again, a lot of y'all didn't believe, but once again, in between belief, there's a lie. So I didn't want anyone to believe. I said, you know what? Let me show you. And guess what? It's taking place. But also, it's not the end of the race. It's also not a race. It's also just you and you. You enter here by yourself and your cells, and you will exit by yourself with your cells. That being said, shout out to the Lighthouse Portal. Shout out to all of you who continue to share, like, subscribe, and also for joining Baba Lex on the 23rd of June, 2025 on this Gregorian calendar for World War III, the teachings through my book, The Law of Attunement Teachings. Not only book 1, but the subsequent 2 and 3, perhaps 4. Who knows? We're here for it all. With that being said, please. Shh. Togozan. Remain blissful. Stay liquid. Togozan.